Welcome to ICF webinar and to all coaches in Israel. With me today is Ed Model, Mr. Ed Model, the president of World Federation of Coaches, and also Mr. Gil Weiner, former ICF Israel president, Yael Sne, ICF Israel current president, and I am Batsheva Dor, ICF Israel vice president. We welcome Mr. Ed Model, ICF worldwide president, who will be speaking about exciting future of coaching worldwide and particularly in Israel. Please submit your questions and we will be answering you in the best way possible. Mr. Ed Model, we are very happy to have you speak and address the coaches in Israel.
Thank you, Batsheva. I appreciate your willingness and ability to do this webinar in English. Thank you very much. This is a very exciting time for me to have this opportunity to come to Israel as the International Coach Federation president, and I would very much like to talk about what ICF is doing. I've had this opportunity this year as the president, and my term as president ends December 31st. It's just a one-year term. And in some ways that's a good thing because it's a great opportunity, and yet it's been very challenging in a lot of ways this year, both in terms of travel and in terms of the issues that come before me as ICF president. Most of them are wonderful, and the best part of this year has been making new friends through ICF all over the world, and I'm including Israel in that as well. Even though it's been long distance, it will be close up and personal in just a few weeks. But the very same issues that coaching and coaches in Israel are facing are the same issues that I've heard in Brazil and in Japan and Korea, where I visited just a few weeks ago, and as well as Europe and the U.S. And that is that everybody seems to want to be a coach these days, regardless of whether they've had some training as a coach or not. And so there's a lot of confusion with the public who don't necessarily understand what coaching is and what the value of coaching. So for those of us who have been trained as coaches and have gotten our accreditation through ICF or another coach training program, there's a real challenge of how to set ourselves apart from other people who call themselves coaches or do coaching differently than the way we have been trained to do it, using the core competencies of the ICF. And also, one of the other great benefits of being involved in ICF is the code of ethics that we have and the ethical conduct review process to enforce our code of ethics. Although it doesn't happen very often that there are complaints about coaches not conducting themselves with their clients in an ethical way, we do have a process for complaints to be heard. And so we are self-regulated, and we try very much not only to raise the level of professionalism among our ICF coaches, but also to protect the public that our coaches are carrying out their duties in an ethical way. And we've seen examples of this both worldwide in terms of ICF itself, but we've also recently been involved in collaborating on a code of conduct for coaching and mentoring that's been posted on the European Union website as an example of self-regulation of coaching. So we're doing these things within ICF, and I hope more and more to be of assistance to you as the leadership of ICF Israel and to all coaches in Israel in terms of raising our level of professionalism. It's the same issues, as I said, that I've seen all over the world. It's really remarkable, and I feel really privileged to have this opportunity to see the coaching on a worldwide scale. You know, I think many, when I've visited many countries, they all seem to feel that they have a unique situation, and we really are all in this situation as a developing profession of coaching, all in it together. And so for me, what's been important this year, my involvement with ICF, is to be supporting the worldwide growth of coaching and the worldwide professionalism of coaching. That's one of the important reasons I'm coming to Israel in a few weeks, to support all the efforts that you're undertaking there as well. So let me, I could talk a lot about various things, and what I really enjoy doing most is having a conversation and a dialogue about the issues that are important to the people I'm talking to. So Batsheva and Yael and Gil, if you have particular questions or issues that you'd like me to address, or if any of the listeners on the radio webinar have questions, I would really appreciate asking those so I can focus my conversation on what's really important to you.
Thank you, dear Ed. Please come closer to the microphone, and I will translate briefly what you said. אד מודל שיתף אותנו בהתרגשות שיש לו כיהודי שהוא עומד לבוא לישראל לביקור ראשון אי פעם. ההיסטוריה המשפחתית שלו קשורה לישראל, ואני העברתי מייל על סיפור המשפחתי של אד מודל וישראל. במשך השנה האחרונה שבה כיהן עד כנשיא, הוא נסע במדינות שונות, והוא מוצא שאותן הבעיות בעצם באות לביטוי במדינות השונות, והן באמת קשורות לנושא התפתחות מקצוע הקואוצ'ינג בעולם, כיצד מאמן שמגיע לקרדיטציה מבדיל את עצמו בעצם ממאמנים שעושים איזשהו קורס קצר או מכריזים על עצמם כמאמנים. אותן הבעיות שמטרידות אותנו כאן מטרידות את האנשים בכל העולם. עד מגיע לכאן עם רצון חם לעזור לנו, למאמנים בישראל, לעזור למקצוע האימון, ליהנות מהאפשרויות ש-ICF מעמיד לרשותנו. זה ממש בקיצור. אולי גיל ירצה להוסיף משהו על התרגום שלי.
עד הוסיף שמקצוע האימון נראה להרבה אנשים, הוא מאוד אטרקטיבי היום, והוא מושך אנשים רבים. באיזשהו אופן זה נראה כאילו מאוד פשוט להיות מאמן, והרבה אנשים נוהרים לתחום הזה. מה שמציב אתגר בפני כל העוסקים במלאכה, באמת להגיע לרמה מקצועית נאותה, ולעבוד בהתאם לקודים גבוהים של התנהגות מקצועית.
אוקיי, ועכשיו עד מוסיף ואומר שההנאה הגדולה ביותר שלו תהיה להשיב לשאלותיכם, אז אתם בהחלט מוזמנים להתקשר לאולפן. המספר באולפן הוא 077-3000-909. אני חוזרת, 077-3000-909. ולפני שיתחילו הטלפונים, אנחנו נעבור אל דוקטור יעל סנה, נשיאת ICF ישראל, שרוצה לומר מספר דברים.
שלום לכולם, שלום לך עד היקר, אנחנו מאוד שמחים לארח אותך בוובינר, ואנחנו מאוד שמחים להגיד שאנחנו רואים בזה הזדמנות בלתי רגילה להביא את ICF ישראל למקום שהוא ראוי להגיע אליו. וכל זה יהיה אך ורק אם יהיה שיתוף פעולה ונכונות מצד כולנו כדי להשיג את אותה המטרה. אז אני מודה לכם שהצטרפתם אלינו, נשמח מאוד להשיב לשאלותיכם, ובתוך השידור אנחנו נעביר גם כמה מהשאלות שהעבירו אלינו אנשים טרם השידור. אז בהצלחה וערב נעים לכולם.
אוקיי, אז אנחנו נתחיל בשאלה הראשונה שהופנתה על ידי סני, והיא שואלת האם נוכל לקבל סקירה על האופן בו הארגון תומך בצ'פטרים שאינם דוברי אנגלית בעולם וללמוד מהם. We have a question here by Sunny, who is asking, is it possible to get a review on the way that the organization supports chapters that are not speaking English, and to learn from it how it can be more friendly also to the Hebrew speakers?
Yes. We have and hello, Sunny. Shalom. I know, Sunny, you are an important part of our ICF Israel family, and I'm glad you're here on the phone call with us. We have certainly an issue. We have 18,000 members in 109 countries as the International Coach Federation. And believe me, I struggle this year with how we go about making ICF more valuable and a better organization for all our diverse members all over the world. Some of it is a question of the cost of doing translating, for example. Right now we have key documents, and we spend well over $30,000 a year on translations into 4 main languages where we have several hundred members of ICF, and they're Portuguese, Spanish, French, and German. And I've had the same question asked, for example, when I was in Tokyo and Seoul just last month. I think what we really need to do, Sunny and Yael, Batsheva, and Gil, is to see if we can ask you and to get support from the local Hebrew-speaking members of ICF and ICF leadership to take the key documents that we have and to help us translate them into Hebrew. What we found with other languages, and we've had many of these requests, and we just can't simply go to the expense to do that. I wish we could. And the same similar problem we have with doing the ICF credentialing exams. We don't have necessarily enough assessors who speak Hebrew or other languages where people don't speak English. So it's a big problem for an international organization. But what we've worked out recently with our ICF chapters in Tokyo and in Seoul is to provide the key documents that we're translating into these 4 other languages in English, and to ask your assistance to help translate them into Hebrew and then distribute them in Israel in your local language. At the moment, I think when we reach a certain critical mass of a couple of hundred members needing translating in a particular language, we've been doing that. That's how we came up with these 4 languages where we are doing the translating. But up till now, I don't think we have had a regular way of asking our local membership and leadership to do the translation. So I hope we can work out some arrangement where we won't send all documents and every page of every document, but the key documents that we do translate in these 4 languages we could send to you and ask you to help us with the translation there. Is that something of a possibility that we could try to work out?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. We already translated the registration document to Hebrew, and we hope this will make registration much easier, and we will personally also assist people who would be wanting to register. So
I wonder if the ICF core competencies and the code of ethics could be or have been translated into Hebrew also.
We already have done it. Hazel and me, during 2 years ago, we've translated it, and we have published it among the different organizations here. So this very important document is already been translated to Hebrew.
I thought so, Gil. Thank you. Good.
Okay.
So I will make arrangements with our headquarters here in the United States that when we have certain key documents that we're going to translate into these other 4 languages, that we make sure we send them to you, the leadership in ICF Israel. And maybe what you can do, this is just a suggestion, instead of depending on one person to do it, to try to see if you can have a group of people who are willing to take turns in doing this, because it can be time consuming. To have a translation committee or something that can handle something like this. But I'll copy you on my email to the ICF headquarters people, asking that those key documents be sent to you directly.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Ed, please try to speak closer to the louder into the microphone. Okay, I will now translate what you said. עד אומר שישנן 4 שפות שמתורגמות ב-ICF, שזה אנגלית, גרמנית, צרפתית, it was ספרדית, it's French, German, Spanish and
Portuguese.
פורטוגזית. כן, פורטוגזית. ומה שהוא אמר שהוא יודיע למי שמטפל בנושא הספציפי הזה, שישלחו לנו את המסמכים העיקריים של ICF, ויחד אנחנו נשתף פעולה כדי לתרגם אותם לעברית. אוקיי? אני רוצה שוב להעלות שאלה של סני בר גורדון.
סני, קודם כל תודה על כל השאלות, אחרת איך היינו גודלים. אז בקשה יותר נכון, לא שאלה, היא די מתחברת לשאלה הראשונה, האם ניתן לעודד ולאפשר קידום ההסמכות בארץ ליחידים ולבתי ספר בעברית?
מפריע.
מכיוון שבארץ יש בודדים שהם MCC, לאפשר ל-PCC להיות מעורבים גם בהסמכות, ושהבחינה בסופו של דבר תהיה בעברית. אז על חלק מהשאלה אני מבינה שקיבלנו תשובה, אבל אולי לעד יהיה פה עוד מה להוסיף, אנחנו מיד נעביר אליו את השאלה באנגלית.
Okay, the next question.
Batsheva, can I interrupt just before we go on?
Yes.
The fact that Sonny asked that question, it brings to mind that I want to mention 2 other things. One is about the ICF credentialing system for individual coaches. As you know, we have right now 26 ICF credentialed coaches in Israel. They either have their MCC, Master Certified Coach, PCC, Professional Certified Coach, or ACC, Associate Certified Coach credential. And we're very pleased that we have these 26 individuals with an ICF credential in Israel, and Sunny is one of those with a PCC. Would you translate that? And then there's one other statement I'd like to make.
Okay. עד אומר שיש בארץ 26 אנשים שהגיעו לקרדיטציה של ה-ICF, לקרדיטציות השונות, הוא פירט, והוא מאוד 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 שמח שהאנשים האלה עשו את כל הדרוש כדי להשיג את הקרדיטציה, והוא גם דיבר ישירות אל סני בר גורדון, שהיא בין האנשים שהגיעו לקרדיטציה.